Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Cathedral from CZT Kathy Berringer. This one, so here's what I do. Okay, a lot. This is like quite a bit. It's somewhere between quite a bit and a lot. I like to take, and this is going to be a grid pattern. Um, I'm going to do my outline. But I love tanglepatterns.com. And let me give a shout out besides just giving a mention. Every year, Linda Farmer, who is tanglepatterns.com, puts out a guide, which is basically the little thumbnails that, they kind of look like this. If you've not been there before, make sure to check the For More Inspiration link in the description section. It will take you right there. Then you can subscribe. So number one, subscribe. And then two, if you really like it and you want to support Linda, I think go to the store section because she puts out a guide every year. And it's basically all of the little thumbnail pictures alphabetized. And it's nice to be able to flip through. And when you use it on the PDF version, um, and I know this takes quite a bit. But you can click on the picture and it'll take you right to the website, and right to that page. So it's really really nice. I can't remember what she charges. I throw a little extra just because I use her all the time, and I always want to just give kudos right back. And so I just wanted to mention that because it's out now. So it's like the beginning of the year she puts it out. So if you want to support her, do that. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what I should do? Let me push pause on this. Let's do one. And then we'll do more. Okay. So this can be treated as a fragment also. And what we're going to do is, pick whichever way is up. And I'm going to put an orb, a filled in orb in the center, or a center, corner. Both start with the C. You can see my confusion. So in the corners, then in the center. And this is going to depend on what size. Well, maybe it won't. If it's a really small box, you might have to modify this. Actually, on my step out, I did it a little differently. Corners, middle, down here, just the middle. And then in the middle here again. Like that. Okay. And I like how Kathy separated out the dots, just because I find it helpful to have that bit of guidance, especially when I was first starting with the Zentangle, and sometimes even now it's like, wait, how? Oh, look it. So she and I think I made one less box of them, but like I said, sometimes it is helpful. All right, then so it's kind of like the one half of your box is dots. And then starting in the center, because that's always the nicest way to start. I'm going to start from here and go down. Then it's just curved lines. And this one I separated out on my version of the step out because I thought it helpful to know, because as I was looking at it, I'm like, well, where am I going to start? How am I going to do this exactly? And so from the bottom, and you don't, I'm going to do both sides. You can just do one side at a time if you wish. So curve line, and this is why I had to figure out, because she's not coming from here and making the curve line. She's kind of coming out. And what I did was I traced up here a little bit and then did the curve line because they seem to be separated here. And, like I said, you could do one side at a time. So same idea here, and then same idea to there. And then you can flip and do the other side. Or if it helps you to do each each level separately, up to you. So this is the tangle. Now, using it as and I think I'm gonna do two because I had this. Well, she did a variation on her step out, and I didn't include it in mine. I probably should, but when I can stick within the 6 boxes, I try to. Okay, I'm drawing the other grid off camera. All right, so same idea, and this is how you would do it on a grid. Let's see. Let's start with the 4 corners, or the 2 corners, excuse me. And then, so we're going to put this one in the center. So the center lines of your grid will be sharing. And then, like I said, here, halfway, halfway, halfway. And if you noticed, I moved to and then just in between. That's kind of how I did my step out. If you notice, I moved to the graphic one. It's a lot nicer for, if you're going to make big dots, why not have a bigger pen? Now, as I mentioned, using this as a fragment, I could do them all the same way, but I really like how it turns out. And if you use this with this pen, you need to be careful. Oh, apparently I've got some on my finger. Oh, there it is, somewhere, because I've left a fingerprint. All right, let's try again. Actually, let me move the cap. You'll notice a lot of times I have my fingers arched like this. It's because I'm using my nails instead of putting my fingers flat on the surface. I'm going to just do 1 box at a time. Well, I guess that would be 1.5 boxes. And I do like the idea of when doing dots or anything like this, going from the widest part, then subdividing, and then subdividing again. It gives you kind of the best chance of having things be even. Okay. Then, now this you could, because we're going to just do this straight line, and you could just keep going if you wish. That's a little daring, as I'm sitting here thinking that it is. Might be better to do this way, and then just aim for them to match up. Okay, then let's just start over here. Am I in the? Yes, I am. Okay. It's a little easier to work a little bit smaller than this big area. You know what? And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the same direction, so I don't have to flip my tile. And then we will. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn it this way. And then just going slow. Well, here's what's nice. Because we're going into a big orb, I was about to say going slow, then you can, really work to match things up. Because it has a neat effect. And you want to do that anyway. But because we're going to these big orbs, if these are off a little bit, it's not so noticeable. Okay, now let's do this side. And again, I'm just trying to hold this with my nails. I love this tangle because, like I said, I've seen it. Oh, that's where I started going down this path of tangle patterns. The reason I started going down that path is because what I sit and do, oh my gosh, is I'll watch the banner going across the screen and just, and just watch it. And when something grabs my attention, I'll jot down the name, or I'll go to that letter. Because they're alphabetical. Don't click that banner because it'll just like reset things. It takes you right back to the home page. And so that's where I was getting. So I've seen this one pop up several times, many times, and it's one of those where I just hadn't taken the time to, to look at it. So I decided that there was no time better than the present when it popped up again. It's like, all right, it obviously wants its turn. So, all right, so here's the variation that she puts. Oops, I don't want that. So the variation is same idea, but on the corner. So she would have, yes, I'm looking at her. Yeah, it's a little bit modified concept wise because here we have really it's halfway. So this half, where on the diagonal, it's a little more than halfway. This is supposed to help me remember to stay in the frame. You see how well it works. All right. And this is also the fun with tangles is, if you come up with a neat tangulation, we like to call it. And let's see, she did two coming down here. Okay. And then, go for it. So this is a little bit different. And let me just do the one. Whoops. But same concept. Yes. So coming up right up the center. And then now we have more places to go. So let's see how this. I just looked at it and I hadn't honestly tried it. So but it's just like you're working your way up that line with these curved lines. And kind of good to, so like I put my eyeballs here right when you put your pen down, but then I try to take a look as I'm moving my pen up, or maybe a little bit ahead of it, just so I can keep my eye on the prize, right? Eye on the goal. Where are we heading? And yeah, so I just thought that it would be neat to try, and I also wanted to try it on a 4 square, on Kathy's samples on her step out. She does it a couple ways. One was this way, but on a larger grid, and the other is kind of what looks like a 16 square, but going around where you're leaving the center kind of open. Just gives you a couple neat ideas on that and how you could play and have fun with it. All right, so as I'm finishing this, let me just share. Well, yeah, some ideas on shading. And actually, because she doesn't really, well, no, yes, she did a little bit. I just found putting some graphite right in the center where all of these lines converge. It serves a couple purposes. One, it's, as you'll see, and I'm just going out just a little bit. It creates a neat, like where the lines are sinking down into that center. And that's kind of neat. Let's see. I'm tempted. Well, let's just try. Because I'm thinking about it, it's like, let's just see what it looks like this way. Because, and you know what? And then I'll decide if I want to do the tops or not. And this one is kind of dry enough. Oops. I'm just using what's left on the tortillon. Oh yeah, that makes it look kind of neat. This one actually looks neat even without, any graphite. But it adds some shape to this. It makes it a little bit more curvy. So that is one thing that you can do. All right, now as I finish this, let me tell you about some things. Number one, hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, I hope that you will click like and that you would feel free to share it, leave comments, and if you liked it enough to see more, that you would click the subscribe button. Any and all of those activities I appreciate greatly. It helps with the algorithm thing, so which I somewhat kind of understand. Just tells YouTube, well, this kind of person likes this video, so this one might also, and then it helps them spread the word. So I appreciate that. In the description section, as I finish this, you will find, as I already mentioned, links to the step outs. I always do my own version, and then I link to the originator of the tangle, or the creator of the tangle. And below that, ways to connect with me. So if you really enjoy my goofy style, I would love to have you join me online for classes. There's a link to my website there below the step out links, and there you can see the classes that I do. I do almost twice weekly, and each day that I always do 2 sessions. I have a lot of them that are free, and then a couple a month that, well, 1 or 2, it just depends on the month, that are paid. And then I also have this membership club that I started a little while ago, and that's basically an all access subscription type of thing. So come check me out for free if you really like it. If you find yourself to be a Tangle addict like the rest of us, and you think that you would be taking at least 1 class a month with me, then it's worth your while, because then you get access to replays and all of that kind of stuff. So if you can't make a live class, you at least have that. And I appreciate that, because it does. Oh, look at how neat that looks. It does help me keep the lights on. Now this one, I think for sure, yeah, shading down those centers, but I think I'm going to go all the way to the end. Let's see, and what else? Below that, in the description section, a link to our amazing Facebook group. If you happen to be on Facebook, I'm not sure where I want to start this. We would love to have you join us. It is a private group. I also have a link to my page, so if you just want to follow my page, that'd be great also. But in the group, we share our work, we have fun, and just an amazing, wonderful group of people. So would love to have you join us there. I will warn you, I have a couple membership questions, so that must be answered in order to gain membership. So just so you know. All right, neat tangle. How versatile. How versatile. And even this one, depending on which way. Well, there's really only 2 ways, but we could flip it where this side is back to back. Lots of different things we can do with that. Fun. And then adding in the corner, it's lovely. All right, so I mentioned all of that stuff, and I don't think I missed anything, but I probably did, but that's okay. I hope that you'll watch another video, and then, if I missed something, you'll hear it there. All right, so with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.